Hey everyone, welcome to the second episode of the Hawkins Hellfire Collective. This is Zach Grubb.
And Devin Grubb.
And we are going to be talking through the second episode of Season 1 of Stranger Things.
The Weirdo on Maple Street.
I think what our main goal with all of this is just to have fun talking about the show. And we found ourselves getting, frustrated with how many things we're finding. Thinking, oh, hey, they probably had this plan from the beginning. They say they've always known what was going to happen with Vecna and all of that. And we keep finding things that don't seem to add up, which is holes everywhere. And it's so surprising because, I trusted the Duffers. And yeah, I'm full of it. I was fully expecting to find holes throughout this thing.
I don't trust the Duffers anymore.
I know you don't.
I don't have a good relationship with them right now. But I didn't expect there to be as many holes and as many things that made us frustrated
as we've been finding. Now, to be clear, when you say you don't have a good relationship with them right now, you still love the show.
Oh, I still love the show. I absolutely love the show. It just has to do with my opinions on certain things.
Do you want to touch on that? Because I know it's...
Do you want me to touch on that? I'm mad at them. They killed off Eddie. They killed Eddie. That's all. That's my anger with the Duffers. They did him dirty. I don't like them. That's all.
It's going to come up a lot.
It's just going to get used to this. This is just me.
Yeah.
Listener, I apologize.
All right. So I think, hon, you wrote down the first couple notes on this. If you didn't watch episode 1, we'll probably try to summarize this.
Episode 1, if you didn't listen.
Please do.
Same difference.
I'm sure we'll get better at summarizing how we go about this, or in the first intro to the Hawkins Hellfire Collective, but we're basically taking notes in notebooks while we watch each episode. So everything we talk about comes from those notes that each of us wrote.
Yep.
And hon, I think you started taking notes on this one before I did.
Oh, I mean, I was just writing what I see. So this episode essentially starts out with, because the first episode ends with the boys finding 11 in the woods. So this one starts out, they are back at Mike's house in Mike's basement trying to talk to her, and she doesn't really speak. Can she understand what they're saying? Like that whole thing. But the first thing that I noticed, which came later on when 11 is living with Hopper, the keeping the door open 3 inches things. It actually it's in this episode. She goes to take her clothes off in front of them, and they're like, no, privacy. And she's like, what's that? Which we were like, the 11 in season 4 would know what privacy is, but the 11 in season 1 doesn't.
So, okay, I think we need to clarify there, because that was also my note, too.
Yeah.
11 doesn't seem to understand basic privacy, and what you're saying when you say the 11 from Season 4 understands, of course, the 11 from Season 4...
The flashback 11. Sorry, exactly. I did not clarify that. The flashback 11 would know.
It seems as if she would understand that. Yeah. It just, to me, it very much seems like the Duffers kind of forgot how maladjusted 11 was at the beginning of this show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they retconned just how much she didn't understand.
Yeah.
And, maybe that's not true. Maybe I'm just reading, the flashback 11 differently than other people would. But I don't know. It really seems like she's more with it than the older version of 11 that we have in season 1.
The only thing that I could think of to make it be that way, like 11 in flashbacks in season 4 knowing more, is because she's like 11 as she is reliving the flashbacks. So maybe that's why it seems like she knows more, because it's the 11 that has grown is essentially reliving these flashbacks in the isolation chamber and everything. So maybe that is where it could be. I'm not trying to defend anything. I'm just saying maybe that is why, maybe that's why it seems that way.
Yeah,
possibly.
and I mean, it would be very easy to sweep it under the rug and just say, like, oh, yeah, this makes sense if you look at it from this direction. But I don't know. To me, this is another point in not having a greater plan. Or maybe even just not thinking it through when they decided to go back and explore younger 11.
Yeah. But going back to the 3 inches things, she keeps the door open 3 inches. Mike goes to shut the door. So, like, he tells her to go, like, in the bathroom, and goes to shut the door, and she stops him from shutting it all the way, and she keeps it open 3 inches.
No, he does.
Oh yeah, he does. He's like, okay, I'll leave it open, and the crack is like 3 inches, and that's what she does for Hopper, and it just made me really, really happy. I thought it was cute that it was like something that happened in season 1, and it kind of became like a through line for the rest of the seasons.
Right, and one that I definitely didn't pick up on in season, like, because it's season 3 is when she's living with Hopper, right? Or does that start in season 2?
She is Hopper's hiding her in season 2.
Right. Okay.
In the cabin. The 3 inches thing, I guess, really starts in season 3 when she's dating Mike, and he's like, keep the door open 3 inches.
Right. Which is, I think that's what I was getting at. Like, 2 seasons later, they bring that back, and I didn't even catch on.
But then she keeps it open 3 inches when she's living with Joyce in California, because she never stopped believing. Huh. Okay, sorry.
So I think you had something about the phone being fried?
Oh, well, because also in episode 1, Will contacts his mom through the phone, and it fries the phone.
Yeah, and I guess by season 1's logic, that makes sense, but again, like, we never see that again.
No.
Like,
nope.
I don't think we ever see communication from the Upside Down like that after season 1.
Not with any other electronics besides lights. Lights is really the only thing that there's any kind of communication through.
Yeah, and I mean, we're gonna get into this more later because we've watched a few episodes and we've made notes already.
Yeah.
But it seems as though that's any kind of communication from the Upside Down in season 1 is super unlike anything we get in future seasons.
Yeah, there's a lot. There is a lot of it. Is it? It is in this episode. I have notes.
Okay, so we will get to that.
It does start in this episode.
My next note was that, we have that scene where 11 and Mike are talking and he's trying to figure out what kind of trouble she's in. 11 thinks they're going to kill her.
Yeah, I have that too. Bad men want to kill her because she's only seen them killing people to get to her. Right.
Again, I don't know that the 11 from Flashback season 4 would think that Papa is going to kill her.
However, 11 in Flashbacks season 4 is 1978, when there's still a bunch of children and everything. So there's a gap in flashbacks.
That's true. That's true.
So we're only seeing, now that we're talking about it, now that I'm thinking about it, like, we're only seeing in season 4, the flashbacks we're seeing are from 1978. 11 is like 8 years old. And then season 1 takes place in 1983. So there's a lot of time between what we see in season 4 and what's happening in season 1, where we don't know what happened. Things could have gone off the rails because she's the only one left.
True. I mean, I still don't think that would make sense in terms of the, maladjusted nature of her being around people.
Right, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying in regards to,
like, her opinion of Papa.
Her opinion of Papa and thinking that bad men want to kill her and stuff. Like, we don't know. We only see certain flashbacks in season 1 of very bad instances with her.
Yeah, that's true.
We don't know what happened after she sent one into the Upside Down.
Yeah, it still struck me as a little weird, but I see what you're saying. I get where you're coming from.
No, it definitely is. I said, I didn't write this down or anything. It just kind of popped into my head as we were talking about it.
Yeah. So I think next? a few more scenes go by. Mm-hmm. I picked up on This is, again, Joe Keery just being too good to play a terrible version of Steve that was originally written into the script. He's just too good of a dude. Very early on, again, signs of Steve actually being a good guy. When his douchebag friends are suggesting that Jonathan killed Will, he immediately shut that shit down.
Part of it, I also think, is because he sees how it affects Nancy.
Maybe, but, like, it was instant.
It was instant.
It wasn't like there was a beat and he looked at Nancy and he was like, oh, she didn't like that. Oh, I'm going to say something. Like, that guy said that and he was like, yo, shut up. Like, hey.
Hate that guy.
Oh yeah, I'm glad
that guy.
I'm glad his friends never come back because Jesus Christ, the worst. The worst.
That's Steve's daddy.
All right, what do you got?
Steve has douchebag friends. Good Steve peeking through. Should I stay or should I go? I brought up the song. Because he gets the radio to start playing.
That's okay. So I have something before that, but yes.
Okay. Well, what do you have before that, and then we can
just because they have that scene with should I stay or should I go, and I think it's another it's a good show of Jonathan kind of always being there for Will, and I think this is another point in the Best Big Brother. This is another point in yes, Will was coded as gay from the very beginning of the show. Like we were given all of these subtle nods, and one of the big things was Jonathan knows what's up. He knows Will is different, and he from the very beginning we see him supporting Will and being whoever he wants to be. Also, the drama of Will being missing is palpable in season 1.
Absolutely.
I feel like the more sci-fi Stranger Things got with every season, the more the drama eased up. And I don't mean that in a good way. Like, I'm not saying drama as in, so much drama on screen. No, like, the actual heaviness to each scene.
Yeah.
And the concern that you as a viewer feel for what's going on has kind of dissipated with each season.
Yeah. Well, it's like we had talked about it, I think, when the episodes were on. Like, it's because it's so heavy into science fiction and supernatural now, it doesn't feel as grounded as this season does. Like, this season, it's, a child is missing and they're trying to find this kid, and it's just supernatural elements are thrown in. Whereas every other season, the main focus is this supernatural, science-y thing that's happening. So it's a little less, steeped in reality as this one is, because what's happening is something that can happen. Kids go missing.
Right.
So it makes it feel more real. It makes it more, like you said, dramatic to watch, and you're like on the edge of your seat, not necessarily because of the science fiction element, but because you're like, what happened to this kid? Exactly.
Yeah. And I'm not saying the show is worse for it. I'm saying that there's a very clear line between what this show was when it started and what it's become. It's just, it's almost as if, actually, no, it's not. It is that it has jumped genres so many times.
Yeah. But the song going into with what's happened with season 4, I very much think that Should I Stay or Should I Go is Will's Vecna song. And by him singing that in the upside down, the whole time, I think that's kind of what protected him a little bit. That's just a theory.
Oh.
But
that's good, actually. I never considered that.
You can tie that into season 4 music, and the song that hits you the most is the song that will take you out of, his hold on you. Mm-hmm. And he's got a deep connection to this song because it tied him to his brother, and he would sing it all the time, and he sang it all the time, I guess because, he's scared, and I think it kept him from... If the whole Vecna thing did start this season, like they said, I think that's it's a theory. It's a theory.
It's interesting because, Vecna, if he was involved from the beginning,
mm-hmm.
I feel like we would have seen people being controlled more early on. I think this is a good theory for why Will wasn't, but then we also don't really have a reason for why it never happened in seasons 2 or 3 either. Although I guess what happened with Billy.
What happened with Billy, and then what happened with Will in season 2. We haven't gotten there yet.
No, but that was different. That wasn't, that wasn't in his mind. That was the literal mind flare possessing him, like
that's
going
what happened
into his
with
body.
Billy.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
That's literally the same thing that happened to Billy.
Yeah, you're right. Like, I guess if Vecna was involved from the beginning, why would he be using this surrogate to control people when he could just jump into... Well, I guess because he doesn't control people specifically. Yeah. All right, before we get too into the weeds about that.
Just a note that I noticed, because, we spend a lot of time at the trailer park in season 4, and the buyers were poor. Like, I feel like they made just enough money to not have to live in the trailer park. Just a little side off note that my observation. Not important, but I just wanted to mention it. Whatever.
So I remember, I wrote down a note here. Why does 11 recognize Will? She wasn't there when anything went down with Will. Like, she wasn't physically there.
Yeah.
She sees the picture of Will, and she knows that's who they're talking about. And she knows where he is in the Upside Down. But why does she know that?
And how?
Yeah. Like...
Unless... Like, Will went missing the day that 11... escaped. Like, did maybe she see him or something? Because Papa makes her look in the Upside Down a lot.
Yeah, but that he gets dragged to the Upside Down after that.
Right. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember if that's ever explained in season 1, so we got to come back to that. If it's not, we're gonna
that's gonna
talk
be
about
a whole, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. We're only 4 episodes in.
Yeah, and we're only talking about episode 2.
Right. So maybe it does get mentioned. I feel like it might. I don't remember.
Yeah, and I guess from there I have a bunch of little notes, like Mike has one good parent. His mom is clearly looking out for him. They did the ET closet scene right after they're playing with a Yoda toy, which I thought was funny. Just doubling down on George Lucas. And
the
speaking
ET closet scene.
Yeah, where he puts 11 in the closet. It was very much a callback to ET.
Oh, but then she also has her terrible flashback of Papa locking her in the closet, which I wrote, why did Papa lock 11 in the room? We find that out next episode, so we'll answer that question next.
Yeah.
In the next episode.
I mean, answer that question for anybody who doesn't remember.
For anybody who doesn't remember. Yeah.
Chances are you've already watched the show if you're listening to this.
Yeah. I also just wanted to side note for any vintage lovers. There's some vintage dishes alert in a dinner scene at Mike's house. There are vintage Pyrex and glass bakeware and casserole dishes at the dinner table, just for anybody who cares.
Yeah, we didn't mention it at the beginning, but I run a YouTube channel focusing on video game content, and my wife here runs a vintage resale business.
We said that the first episode, though.
Yeah, but we didn't say it in this one.
Okay.
There goes your phone.
My phone.
That's okay. Oh no, Eddie. No. Save him.
I saved. He's good.
Okay, cool. Lucas was the voice of reason and was also kind of an asshole.
Yeah. I didn't know if we were going to touch on Lucas. He's kind of a dick this episode. He's mean. He's super against keeping 11 in Mike's basement. He's why the episode is called The Weirdo on Maple Street, because he just keeps calling, that's all he calls 11.
Yeah.
It bothers me a little bit that he's so against her and is essentially bullying her when he gets bullied himself. I understand that he's just trying to look out for the safety of his quote unquote party, but it bothers me a little bit. He does turn around And I love Lucas. I want to make that clear. I really love Lucas. He just irked me with the way he is with her.
Yeah. So I think after that we get the scene where clearly they staged it as if Benny committed suicide.
Yeah.
Benny is the guy who owned the diner, who took in 11 and was trying to help her out by getting in touch with Child Services. And Hop calls it from, like, the moment he sees it, that this is bullshit.
Yep.
No, Benny did not commit suicide. This doesn't make any sense. I really think this is where he starts looking at the entire case as, like, something is going on here.
Yeah. Yeah, well, because he talks to some, like, a regular at Benny's and stuff, and all, and he just, it's clear to him that something's not right. But he doesn't investigate it yet.
No, but I think this is where it starts.
It's like he tips him off, because he does eventually go to Hawkins' lab. But yeah, the next thing I have, who dis bitch? I don't know what that was about.
Who dis bitch?
Do you know what that was about?
No, you didn't write anything else down. Just who dis bitch.
I just wrote who dis bitch. Somebody appeared. I don't remember who.
But apparently
I made
bitch.
a note about it.
All right, cool.
The whole 11 telling them that Will is hiding with the board. And, like, she flips the board.
Mm-hmm.
And she knows that he's hiding from the Demogorgon. How does she do that? How is she doing that?
Oh, okay, so I realized who you meant when you said who dis bitch.
Who's this bitch?
So let's get into that before we talk about 11.
Okay.
That was because we came back to the scene of Hopper waking up and there was just some random lady he was hooking up with.
Hopper was a playboy. I think I was supposed to write that down. I didn't.
Okay.
It's not important.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But I have a bunch of notes that come before that, it looks like. But hold on. Yeah, because that's the first time Hopper mentions feeling cursed.
Okay, there you go.
And that had a really, really significant payoff in season 4 that was great.
Yeah.
Which was great. That's a fantastic callback to season fucking 1. Like,
yeah.
Really well done. Really well written.
Yeah. Okay, Duffers.
Good job, Duffers.
One for you.
That was great. So there was a bunch of scenes with Steve and Nancy.
Oh, I didn't.
But
write
before that,
down.
11 didn't remember anything about 1. But in this episode, we find out that she escaped through the tunnel. How did she know anything about the tunnel if that entire set of her memory was locked off from her?
Right.
Like, that is the whole point of the machine in season 4. Is
to jog her memory and recall things that happened.
Right. So how did she know about that tunnel? How could she know about that tunnel if that part of her memory is locked away?
Because it happened, like, he told her, like I said, he told her about that in 1978. It's now 1983.
Yeah.
There's several years have passed.
And she still doesn't remember any
of that. So how did she know how to escape?
Yeah. My other note was Nancy was thirsty, and episode 2 is the beginning of Steve the Hair Harrington.
Yeah, I did have new hair this episode.
It's the hair. The hair started in episode 2.
Episode 2.
It found its volume, and it just keeps growing from here. It's perfect. Yeah, okay, so back to your thing about that board. Yeah,
Okay.
Elle's powers were much more ambiguous in season 1. She just straight up closed her eyes and sensed which piece was Will's.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she could just tell.
Yeah.
Which, to my understanding of her powers later in the show, makes no sense.
Yeah, I don't understand how and she's just like, oh, where is he? Oh, I'm gonna flip the board upside down, and he's here, and he's hiding. How do you know this?
Like, she understands what the upside down is. I get that. And for her to explain that to them, flipping the board upside down was a very good idea.
I just mean, how does she know that it's Will? And
how does she know it's Will?
Right. Because she doesn't know who he is, but she knows who he is. How?
Yeah, like, she doesn't enter a sensory deprivation tank that allows her to, like, travel the mindscape
Mm-mm.
until like close to the end of the season, right? Or does she even do that in this
season? She does do it this season, but it's like the second to last or last episode. It's how they know how to find Will.
Right.
Where they're in the Door of Curiosity. We haven't gotten there yet. You're skipping ahead.
No, I'm not. I am not. I'm just saying that if she needs to, focus in that way to travel through the mindscape to find people and hear things, like, how does she know Will is there?
Right. And that it's even Will.
Right. Yeah, like,
the fact that
again,
she doesn't
knows... How does she recognize Will? It doesn't make sense.
Right.
Unless somewhere down the line in the season
it gets explained and we just haven't
and we look
there
real
yet.
stupid.
Well, it's fine.
Also, Steve smoked.
Steve did a lot of things in season 1. Steve 2, 3, and 4 wouldn't do.
Yeah.
So
the next bit I get into is all about how, like, the world around them reacted when Will was talking on the phone. But do you have anything before that?
No. Just I just talked about, like, 11 with the upside down and stuff.
Okay. Yeah. So
it's the phone and the other electronics.
Yeah.
This is when everything goes haywire.
Which, how and why? Like, lights flicker when Will is talking on the phone. Lights should only flicker when he touches dust, the dust that makes him react to the lights. He turns on the radio. How did he do that? To our understanding, everything in the Upside Down can only be interacted with through that dust.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just light. Like, we haven't seen that happen with anything else.
Yeah.
How did the Demogorgon push against the wall?
Something in that whole scene where Will is trying to communicate with Joyce through the lights, through the phone, through the song on the radio. A Demogorgon is physically pushing against the wall, and that never happens again after season 1.
Right. Yeah. Like, there's very clear rules about how the portals work. Why is it different here?
Right. Because I have here that, like, a Demogorgon can't make portals.
I feel like we're being pedantic, and we maybe we are a little bit.
Maybe we are. Whatever.
But at the same time, you can't claim that all of this was planned from the beginning and then break your own rules that hard.
I don't know. Are we taking it too seriously?
Well, yeah. I mean, we're recording ourselves talking about Stranger Things. Clearly, we're taking it too seriously. But I don't know. Venting frustrations, I guess.
It just seemed really weird because that's something that's only happened in this season. It never happens again.
Right.
And it only happens in the Byers' house.
Yeah. Yeah. I
don't know. Maybe it's also something that'll get touched on later on and we just don't remember.
I'm pretty sure this one doesn't. The other stuff, I'm not totally sure. I'm pretty sure this is basically swept under the rug. Also, the Demogorgon found Will in the house because he said, he needed to go hide.
Yeah.
How did he find Will in the house, get to Steve's house, and drag Barb into the Upside Down in that very tiny little time frame that he's got to do that?
Yeah, because we're under the impression that he was chasing after Will, which is why all the lights and everything started to go, like, nuts.
Maybe. That's the best explanation we've got.
And then Barb cuts her hand and all of a sudden she's dragged to the Upside Down.
Yeah.
How?
Right.
How?
Like, no time passes between these two scenes and it's just like, okay, there he is.
Yeah.
We've gone from the Byers to here.
And I'm going to clarify something. In defense of the Duffer Brothers, there was a TikTok going around that said that they had edited some scenes, or a scene with Jonathan taking pictures of them at the pool.
Being
specifically Nancy being creepy. I can clarify, they did not remove that. It is still there. Jonathan is still a creep.
Yep. Yes, he is. Yes. Great big brother.
I love Jonathan.
Kind of a creep.
But this was creepy. You don't do that.
No.
You don't do that. We'll talk more about that later on.
Because it comes back in episode 3.
Around. That was not redacted either.
No, it was not. And that's really all that we've got in episode 2.
I will say I do like the song that this episode ends on. It's Hazy Shade of Winter.
Oh, yeah?
It's a really good song. Yeah.
That is a good song.
Yeah, that's what... I'm trying to also focus on songs because they seem to be significant, and there are some theories around specific characters and songs playing at certain times. So I'm trying to see if there are... I'm trying to pay attention to the songs that are played at certain points to see if they come back around or if there's any kind of significance to them. I don't know if you are doing that as well.
Well, you're much more up on that than I am, so I'm basically just trusting you to do that.
Okay, God.
You've done well so far. Yeah.
I mean, I've only started here with this song, and there's really no significance to it. It's just a good song.
All right. There's nothing wrong with that. So that's our pedantic analysis of episode 2.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Well, either way, I'm still enjoying doing this.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that.
Yeah, we're gonna complain, and we're gonna point out plot holes, and that's why we're here. Hopefully you're enjoying it.
You know why this one wasn't as, upbeat? There wasn't enough Dustin content in the episode.
There really wasn't.
Nope.
Our boy did next to nothing.
Our boy didn't really have much to do with this episode,
no.
So when Dustin's involved, Dusty Buns, he just brings the fun.
Dusty Buns
brings the fun. That's the slogan.
That's
that's a catchphrase.
That's gonna be on the t-shirts if we ever get to that point.
Hawkins Hellfire Collective. Dusty Buns brings the fun.
I mean, he does have some great lines in this episode about hey, make the Millennium Falcon fly.
Was that this episode?
I think so, because this is when they find out about her powers.
Yeah, because she tries to shut the door. She shuts the door on them multiple times. Yeah.
So there was good Dustin content in there, but nothing
to write home about.
Yeah, nothing that drove the story forward.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah,
he gets his time.
He does. Oh, do you want to give a shout out to where you got your Eddie pop socket? Since you...
Oh yeah, so I ordered an Eddie pop socket because I have problems. Off of Etsy. The shop name is Sunflower K Trinkets, all one word. She's got a bunch of other stuff too. I don't know if she has any more Eddie pop sockets if you're an Eddie fan, but she does have it looks like Eddie bracelets.
There was a lot of cute Stranger Things stuff.
Yeah, and then seems like she likes to send your order with some little surprises. I don't want to necessarily give away the big surprise, but I knew about the stickers beforehand. She sends you little Stranger Things stickers, and then because I ordered an Eddie pop socket, I got a fun little Eddie surprise. But I mean, she's got Harry Styles stuff, so and dog tags and things like that. So she's got some really cool stuff, even if you're not, and looking for Stranger Things.
I feel like if you're listening to us,
you're probably looking for Stranger Things stuff. But just saying, she's got something for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
So shout out to her. 5-star review.
Yeah, and I guess that's where we'll end episode 2. We're gonna keep this up. We've got 3 and 4 on the books, and we're gonna start watching 5.
Mm-hmm.
I know we're going on vacation for a week, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna spend a few nights of that watching Stranger Things. So
yeah,
we'll make sure to pack our notebooks.
Packing those notebooks.
All right. Well, signing off from the Hawkins Hellfire Collective. This is Zach
and Devin,
and we don't have a sign-off tagline yet.
Nope, we'll come up with one. But just remember, Dusty Buns brings the fun.
Dusty Buns brings the fun.
Peace.
Peace.